Hi, how you doing? These are a few of my favourite things at the moment.
These are a few of my favorite things.
In this time where attrition rates, lots of teachers leaving the profession, is at its highest, we're kind of hemorrhaging that experience and expertise. And Mandy Coulter has produced a dynamite book. So in her book, Talent Architects, which is out now and available, there'll be a link in the description below, she talks about how leaders can make schools a great place to work. For me, it's really interesting because I did a master's looking at organizational culture and climate, so it was right up my street. And so this book is really good at thinking about some practical ways that leaders can make sure that their schools are places where teachers can grow and thrive and flourish and provide the very best for the young people. It's really apparent that Mandy has a wealth of experience which comes across on the page. So if you've read Leadership Matters by Andy Buck, or if you've read Leadership Plain and Simple by Steve Radcliffe, this book goes hand in hand because it's an easy read. It's got lots of authentic illustrations, some really practical and robust applications, and also underpinned by research. Leaders make the weather, and so this is a really good book for anyone in a position that is responsible for creating the climate and culture of an organization, not just schools. I love the fact that it's about talent architects and how you can put together structures and frameworks to ensure that you get the very best out of your people. So the new trailer for the Bond movie has come out. I'm a massive fan of Bond. I particularly love Daniel Craig's kind of interpretation of Bond.
Thank you.
Love this particular scene where you see the camera turning upside down. I think it's symbolic of the world we live in right now. The world seems to be upside down.
History isn't kind to men who play God.
It's got a familiar trope, the idea of a missing agent
Where's 007?
who's given up everything and is living in some exotic part of the world.
Gave up everything for her.
It seems very similar to me to Born Supremacy.
2 years ago,
This your store? It's a little hard to find.
Jason Bourne walked away from his past.
But in this trailer, they seem to have struck the balance between the old and new.
I thought you two would get along.
They've kept a classic cast. And they've got the titles, which are very in keeping with previous films that we've seen over the years. And also they've got the iconic Bond gun barrel sequence right at the end of the trailer. They're trying to really strike a balance between the old and new for those who are lovers of Bond for many years and those who are new to the franchise. And it seems like they're setting it up for the next few years. TV. So it's that time of year when supermarkets and shops and brands all try and compete to have the best Christmas advert. We know that they're trying to sell to us. And in recent years, John Lewis has been the one that's done it for me. I thought the Elton John advert was a really touching advert.
Wonderful life is while you're in the world.
You had the Snowman a few years ago. You had the boy who couldn't wait to Christmas.
It would be
You even had the dog. But I wasn't feeling this year. I didn't really connect with it, didn't really feel like it really did anything. McDonald's actually produced quite a good advert. I thought it was quite touching.
Here's our reindeer treats.
What about Archie?
Ah, Archie.
And it talks about that relationship between two sisters and their dad. They go out to McDonald's.
Us reindeers like McNuggets too, don't we?
Argos I thought was a really good advert. The dad and the daughter playing drums, and I think they hark back to like a big 80s tune. But for me, the advert that won it for Christmas was
Fresh and clean.
in a decade when grime went pop. It seems fitting that a grime artist, DEE, one of the originals, was the soundtrack for this ad, and I think he did a really good job. Even though he's selling Swedish furniture,
It's like somebody hit you with a bulldozer. Bang! If your house was a car, it would get pulled over.
the lyrics, the bars just work in this advert.
This place is small, and it's barely a house. Never mind the cat, you couldn't even swing a mouse.
I also love the fact that it's being narrated by chintz, because that to me seems like a throwback to previous adverts that Ikea have done.
Chuck out that chintz! Yes, chuck out that chintz! Let's chuck out that chintz today!
Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know below in the comments. These have been some of my favourite things. Speak to you soon. Peace.